Hello, beautiful people. It is 8:19 p.m. on the 20th of April 2024. I can't believe we are already in April. Just wanted to jump on here because I haven't updated in a really long time. This channel was supposed to be a ton of content as of 2024, but there have been a crazy, insane amount of changes in my life over the last few months, which included a separation, a big move, a new studio, and a new business. And so things have been quite nuts. So as a single mum of two little boys, my boys have gone back to daycare, and I am now dedicating 3 days a week to my studio, which has been amazing. And while there was this little period of I guess quiet post Christmas, and while everyone made their budgets quite tight after Christmas and big spending and whatnot, there was just this little quiet, and I think everyone in business tended to feel that and get a little bit panicked, but we just sat through it for a bit. And for me, I just worked away at getting set up in the studio, getting my house sorted after the move and settling in. And so far it's been really great. And then things have started to really pick up. So I went through the second business I've bought is Elky Candles. So that has a bunch of wholesale customers. So I went through and reached out to all of them and touched base, got to know them all, which has been really amazing, really fun, and learning what their vision is for their white label product, and a bit of their business backgrounds and getting to know where my products will be, so on. And then also towards the end of March, I went down to Melbourne, which was amazing. You might have seen a clip on here or on Instagram, to the Australian Soapy and Candle Conference in Brighton, Victoria, which is down in Melbourne. I was on the planning committee with Rhonda Nelson from Nelson Soapery, who owns that. So that was a really amazing experience. We met up the Sunday night before, so the conference ran all day Monday. The Sunday before, we all met up, me and a bunch of the speakers that included Marie Raymer from Humble B&Me, which was really amazing to meet her and sit down and share some stories with her, which is really cool. And so we all met up for dinner and went and set up for the next day. Kirsty Allen was there, which is amazing, getting to meet her in person after many chats through social media and through her podcast and so on. And getting to meet Felicity from Long Story Short, which was really amazing. It was just like a really amazing event, especially when it's with people that you've connected with, I guess, online. This is my first experience, I guess, connecting with people online and then meeting them in person and not feeling awkward. And because we kind of shared this really strong passion for what we do, and there just wasn't any barriers. It was just really easy flow kind of conversation. And of course, meeting Rhonda was amazing. Meeting her family was beautiful. But yeah, so it was great. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you for having me. And it was really a great day, really great experience connecting with a bunch of the makers that showed up. And of course, meeting up with Craft 360 and talking business with them was beautiful, as well as Paige from Crafty Space, which was beautiful. It's just like all around a really lovely day. So I'm really excited for next year, which is going to be up in Queensland over 2 days on a weekend in May. So that's an exciting one to put in the diary. Check out her website for tickets and stuff. So that's the latest with that. So the conference went ahead. That was amazing. Came back. No, actually, had the conference Monday. Spent Tuesday actually getting all my products with Elkie onto Field Folio, which is a wholesale platform. But I think Rhonda had actually recommended to me, so I jumped on there, uploaded everything, or started to upload all the products and product descriptions and so on, and getting ready to submit online, which was nice. It took me a whole day, and I relaxed at my sister's apartment and spent the day doing that, so that was really nice. And then I came back home to my boys, and I missed them so much. But yeah, so since then, so that was March, and then April was nuts for orders. We got crazy orders, and then I had our wholesale orders, and what else? Oh, so another thing was I was approached by Cancer Council, which was amazing, to do something for their launch event for the biggest morning tea. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's the campaign that they run over, I believe, May and June, where you can sign up and have like a fundraising morning tea with friends and family, so on, to raise money for Cancer Council, obviously. And as a lot of people know, if you work with a charity before, generally before an event like a campaign like this starts, they get all of the sponsors and organisers and everything in one room to launch the event, and they'll have a get together. So they invited me to that, and they've invited me to do candles for that as like part of the goodie bags for their guests and so on. Trying to work out if I can actually make it down for the event itself, because they've invited me to come down and meet them. And we've been talking about doing candles for campaigns in the future, which is really cool. I've worked with a number of charities now, especially related to cancer, because my son is a childhood cancer survivor now of 2.5 years. So this is like a passion for me. And I find, like, once I get attached to a charity, we end up working together, and that's really nice relationship. And I've worked with, I think I worked out that it's been, I think I thought it was 5, but it's actually 6, which is amazing to me. A really cool thing to come out of like a really terrible time in my life. So, you know, getting to be a tiny little minuscule part of making the next person's journey a slightly easier, whether it's financial or through research kind of fundraising, like it all kind of counts. So that's been something that's been really exciting for me to get to do that. So I did 145 candle pour, just little mini candles, but still takes a lot of effort and teeing up. So I did that, and then been keeping this one a little bit under wraps, but very excited. So through my son's treatment and charity work after that, I amazingly got to connect with a little girl called Emma Walsh, who started her own charity after, I think she was diagnosed the year after my son was, with leukemia, at the same hospital. So she went through and is continuing to go through treatment through our hospital, and she has started this passion project, which has now turned into a charity called Emma's Warriors, where they put together these amazing practical support care bags for teens and tweens in hospital. And the bags include things like a room spray, nice linen for the beds instead of, you know, the terrible thin, almost washed away ones that end up on the beds, that just slide off the bed kind of thing. Nice towels, a white noise machine, a fire stick, I think, and maybe like a keep cup or something. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go and refresh myself, but I'm really good friends with her parents, and I discussed with them about doing room sprays for them. And so since being set up, they're finally in a position now to kind of look into that. So they reached out and said, what are your fragrances? And I sent this really, really long list, and Emma came back really excited with 5 different ones that she was really keen on. So I've done a big room spray order for them, and then, with long story short, we've designed the labels, which is really, really cool, and they've done like the warning label and directions for the back, with all her kind of brand artwork, which is really, really cool. It's turned out really, really neat. So I'm excited for them to arrive. The room sprays are ready to go, and I'm happy to get them out to them so they can start adding them to the bag. So it just kind of completes the look with her branding, which was really exciting. And I'm so glad that I get to be a part of that. Like, I never thought that, oh, this is going to make me cry. I never thought that, you know, one day there might be kids going through cancer and they might be spraying a room spray to get rid of the smell of, like, hospital smell with something that I've done. And that's just really special to me because I have like a lot of PTSD around that, you know, like just the smell of hospitals and stuff like that. So it's really, I never imagined that that would be something that I would get to do, which is, whew, really, really special. Let me just gather myself. But yeah, so I feel like little things that I'm doing are kind of all coming together and turning into really, really good, positive things. So I think as a business owner, when things like that happen, you know, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel hard. It makes me feel, it's like confirmation that I'm in the right place, doing the right thing. When it goes back to things that I'm passionate about. And I think that that's one of the really important things to know is, what is your why when you go into business? What are those things? And for me, when I went into candle making, it was for mindfulness and as an escape from the reality of what was going on, and a way to shut off my mind from things I was going through with my son's treatment, and distractions from, you know, a terrible survival rate and all that sort of thing. You know, it was my thing for me, and being able to still follow that, and also give back in a positive way to people going through something terrible like what we went through is huge. I'm never going to be able to stop doing that. I don't think. I can't imagine not doing this now, which is really amazing. It's a really incredible feeling. But yeah, so I didn't think that would make me so emotional, but it did. So I'm really enjoying everything that I'm doing, and so April was an incredible month for sales. Really, really good one. And then, just as a little FU from the universe, I hadn't realised that I'd had, since taking over Elkie, that the billing for the subscription for Shopify was set at yearly. And of course it's in US dollars. So I had, like, my cash flow was looking nice. I had some wax I needed to order. I needed to snap up some jars because my supplier is now doing a $2,000 minimum spend, and I found someone that had ordered too many and was looking to, like, rehome a bunch of hers, and I couldn't commit to a $2,000 spend. So right as I had that money sitting there ready to go, I, like, went to check my bank account, and there was an $800 like payment taken out from Shopify, and I had to, like, go back on and check what's this payment for? Like, what? And then I realized that it was a yearly thing. So it saved me, I think it saved me like $160 for the year, but it's like my cash flow has gone. So, you know, these are little rookie errors that you make along the way. And I think I've always said that I'm going to be transparent with this, but that's like one of the things that hurt a little bit. But no, it's good. It just means a little bit of juggling, and I'm feeling good about everything. I've decided this week, like seriously decided that there are some fragrances that need to go. So there's just a couple that are quite similar in the ocean range, and then there's one that I don't think is really a popular seller in like the essentials range for Elkie, and maybe one that's probably gonna go from the Botanica range, which is a myrtle scent, and I've already got one, so it's like a kind of almost like a double up. It's like slightly different, and it's not as nice as a lemon scented myrtle, so I'm just going to probably remove it. It's hard as far as the Botanica range, because if I remove a scent, I'm losing all the packaging for that scent because it's packaging for every individual scent. But at the same time, I'm sitting on fragrance oil that's not getting used. I'm sitting on products that aren't getting used. And, you know, if things aren't moving, you just need to move on and find something else. So I think there's like 4 fragrances altogether that are going to be going. And if you jump on Elkie and see, there is like a significantly large fragrance range on there. So it doesn't need to be that many. Like as far as with Weave and Grace, my core range is literally 5 fragrances. So it's huge in comparison. And I just don't think that there's quite the need for it. And looking at the existing stock that I've been handed over, I can kind of get an indication of what's not selling because there is more of that. And by looking back at sales records and stuff like that. So while it might seem like it's a little bit soon, I'm not doing it immediately, but it's definitely something that I'm considering as far as changing things up. Just because it's okay to pivot, and if something's not working, just pull it and try something else. So it's not really a stressor for me. It's just something that I'm thinking about doing, and a little update for you. Like, it's okay to change things if things aren't moving. So if you have taken on a business or you've started out with a bunch of fragrances and you know that some of them just really aren't appealing or they're not working, time to move them on. You know, like, don't hang around. Don't hold on to things if they're not working just because maybe you like it. Like for me, these are quite masculine scents, the ones that I'm thinking about moving on. And I know that from my client base specifically, it's mainly women. And I can look back at the orders and I can see what ones are selling, what ones aren't. So, yeah, I'm just going to put the focus on that. And in the meantime, I've reduced the prices on those specific items. I'm not advertising. It's just if anyone goes on there to grab them or anything, they will see that those ones are essentially half priced. But yeah, so that's what's happening there. Trying to have a think about what is going on now. And then since being on Field Folio, I've had a number of sellers reach out to me on there, and we've just talked about future orders and so on, and just getting to know their brands and what they're about. I really like to connect with people that are wholesale customers. I'm not the sort of person that's going to get a request for wholesale or white label or whatever and not get to know you. Like, I want to know that your needs are being met when you take my product with you. If there's anything else we can do better, if there's any design problems that you have, if there's any goals you have as far as a collection you'd like to achieve, kind of thing,
I'm all about, you know, being transparent and talking through things. And so, like, I don't know, if you're listening to this and you've taken over a business and you know that it comes with a list of wholesale customers, I'd encourage you to reach out to every one of them individually and just, you know, touch base, introduce yourself, tell them how you like to operate. You know, for me, I like to plan ahead a fair bit. I'm not saying go and make product before you kind of get paid. Don't do that, because somehow I can see people getting messed over doing that. But I'm saying, like, reach out to these people and just see when, like, how often they're ordering. If this hasn't been handed over to you, like, just ask them all the questions, what fragrances they like, how often they like to order, is there anything different, is there anything that they'd like to change as far as ordering with you as a business that they haven't felt comfortable saying in the past, or anything I could do differently to support them going forward. So for me at the moment, I've found that so we had quite a strict minimum order, minimum purchase amount. No, sorry. We didn't have a minimum purchase. We did have a $350 minimum order amount, and then it was like a 5 items per fragrance as a minimum quantity. And I reached out to the existing wholesalers and just said, look, I know that at the moment retail isn't so great. Like, it's quite a volatile market at the moment everywhere. And I just said, in order to support you, I'd like to be a little bit flexible. I've got the time right now. I'm happy to pour what you need. And they're still willing to meet the minimum order amounts as far as, like, minimum price per order. And I'm just being more flexible in what fragrance quantities I'll offer. So that means that, like, say if they've got 4 of something already sitting on their shelves and they want to make sure that they have 5, they can just order 1 with me and that's fine, you know. So I'm happy to be flexible in that regard. Obviously, with new wholesale customers coming in, I would essentially keep that existing minimum quantity per fragrance, but for existing ones, I would be more flexible. And then, yeah, like, you just never know. And I know that some wholesale customers kind of drop off because finances are tight, so they can't meet the minimums. And I think that it's okay to just touch base and see where they're at. I think a lot of people are intimidated about reaching out and being open and caring and just checking in. There's nothing wrong with checking in, saying, like, is everything okay? Is there a reason you didn't order? The worst thing they're going to say is they don't like your product or something's changed, and for some reason they don't want to stock candles anymore or something like that. Like, while it might feel massively personal to you and hurt you to your core, it's better to know, so that maybe you can do something differently to change them and keep them as a customer, or so that you can then do something differently and go out and find the right fit for you. But there's nothing worse than, like, sitting in that silence and not knowing. So I would just say, if you found yourself in that position, go out and ask the questions. But yeah, these are my ramblings after getting my 2 little boys, now 4 and 2. That's crazy to me that they're 4 and 2 now. These are my ramblings after getting them down to bed. And yeah, sneaking in a coffee because I'm one of those freaks that can fall asleep after having a coffee. But yeah, so that's my crazy life update. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's quite intense, but March and April have been really, really good after a little bit of a quiet period, and I feel like I'm finding my feet. As far as organisation goes, I desperately need to go out and get those big storage racks for my shed outside from Bunnings, like the Pinnacle. I think they're the Pinnacle shelves. They're like the steel ones with the timbery kind of shelving, and they all just kind of slot together. So I need to get 2 of them because I'm going to store a bunch of packaging and boxes of like glassware and stuff like that out there, because I'm just running out of space in the studio and I desperately need to not be working in clutter, which I am at the moment, and it's driving me a little bit insane. But yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Trying to clear up the studio, trying to get a bunch of products made this week. Also going to be focusing a little bit on Weave and Grace this week, which I've kind of neglected over the last month and a half, just because I've been so busy. So getting my limited edition Slow Burn, which is a beautiful mapley pumpkin spice fragrance, poured this week. And then I'm also going through, so last summer I released like a summer edit of wax melts in 5 fragrances. So I'm going to be getting those all lined up for testing in candles for the summer coming. So that's how I'm going to be doing it. So I'm going to do wax melts one summer and then the candles. So then as I do the candles this summer, I'll be releasing a new range of wax melts at the same time. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to be starting, I guess, what are we in, April, May, June, July, August, October. So I'm going to be doing like 6 months of testing for candles for Weave and Grace, and then they'll be out in time for Christmas and over summer, which will be really, really amazing. I'm really excited. So things are definitely still happening there, and working on getting custom packaging done with Odin printing. So that's what we're doing there. And yeah, that's my little life update. I'm going to try and jump on here more often. I've got so much going on just because I cram all my Elkie and Weave making into 3 days, and all the business related stuff there into 3 days, and it's literally from when I wake up to when my eyes close on those 3 days while the boys are with their dad and they're going to daycare and stuff, and then the rest of the time I'm mum. So that is why I run out of time, but I'm going to try and sit down maybe even those 3 days. I know I'm saying maybe might not happen, but maybe one of those 3 days I'll record a little video. I'm going to try and start getting content up. I do still have testing videos from Aroma that I need to pop up here that I still haven't done. It's on my laptop. I just need to edit it all together and whack it up, so you can see that. But yeah, that's what's been happening. I'm sorry about all the ums and the but yeahs and so on and so on, but I hope that wherever you are in the world that you're doing something that means something to you, and I hope that it continues to be your why going forward. Big love. I know that retail and business at the moment is really tough. So if that is something that you're struggling with at the moment, look at wholesale for sure. You know, it might be less frequent orders, but they're bigger in quantity, and I encourage that for most candle makers. At least have a couple going. Be really, really lucky in connecting with some really incredible people and getting to you know, work with them in their businesses and supply them with products. So it's definitely worth it if you can make those relationships. But yeah, so I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.